Hey guys, what's going on? James here. Like and subscribe if you guys are new, by the way. And in this video today, we're going to be talking about some very important and very unfortunate injury news related to Tampa Bay Buccaneers All-Pro offensive tackle Tristan Wirfs. I'm going to read you guys the tweet word for word that Rick Stroud came out with a little bit ago. The Bucs will start without All-Pro left tackle Tristan Wirfs, who underwent surgery on his right knee Tuesday and will likely miss at least the first couple of games of the regular season. Wirfs aggravated a right knee injury in the offseason that forced him to miss only one game in 2024. The Bucs scheduled arthroscopic surgery for Wirfs Tuesday, and some additional minor damage was found. Wirfs will likely begin the season on the physically unable to perform list. It's a big blow for the Bucs. Wirfs protects the blind side of quarterback Baker Mayfield, one of his closest friends on the team. The Bucs signed 49ers free agent left tackle Charlie Hec, who is likely to replace Wirfs to start the season. The Bucs improved from last to fourth overall in rushing last season. Wirfs was limited in OTAs and minicamp and wore a brace on his right knee. So incredibly unfortunate news, right, from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers perspective, from Tristan Wirfs' perspective, from everybody's perspective. It is absolutely a terrible way to start off the, right before training camp period, going into the upcoming season. You are going to be without your star, our all-pro left tackle. Now, it's good, silver lining and all that this issue is being addressed now and not, say, midway through the season, because that would be a much worse scenario, in my opinion, right? Now, I know some people may say, well, what the heck? Why didn't they find it earlier in the offseason and whatnot? Well, it is important to note that this injury was re-aggravated, let's say, throughout the offseason. We don't know when that injury was re-aggravated, and the extent of how much that re-aggravation was, right? The timelines with these types of things are so tricky, of course. We have no idea how Wirfs' body was responding and in all the different measures, right? So I don't necessarily blame anybody for not picking this up sooner or anything along those lines, because sometimes that's just how things go, right? In terms of how the body responds, how recovery responds, and you just don't know until you know, basically, at the end of the day. But a couple of things that do concern me about this report from Stroud is will miss at least the first couple of games of the regular season. Now, in my mind, I think, okay, he's going to miss the first 2 to 3 games to start the year, okay? But that's at least what he is going to miss, according to what Rick Stroud was saying. That is a little concerning, because we obviously don't want this injury to concern of the injury to extend throughout the entirety of the season. That would be an absolute nightmare, right? Where it is a scenario where, hey, will Wirfs play this week? Will he not play this week? How's that knee feeling, right? That sounds absolutely terrible, in my opinion, to be thinking about throughout the entirety of the season. So I hope whatever surgery that Wirfs got done, whatever process he has went through and will be going through, will clear up that issue, and he will be able to play after the first couple of games of the season, and it will not be an issue that will linger throughout the entirety of this upcoming year, because that would be super duper unfortunate, right? I mean, super duper unfortunate. So obviously we'll see. Stroud did talk about it. The first guy up would very likely be Charlie Hec at left tackle, just to kind of go over Charlie Hec real quick, because I know some people are going to be very curious. So let's go ahead and dive into him real quick. Charlie Hec, 6'8", 315 pounds, 28 years old, just signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this offseason. It looks like he is going to be, well, we actually don't know what number he is going to be wearing, but he has started 23 games at the NFL level, has played in 50 total. real quick, I am going to transition back over here because I do want to look at his Pro Football Focus numbers, talk about that, and see how he has been doing at the NFL level in terms of PFF rankings and whatnot. So let's go ahead and go to the premium stats. I'm going to take you guys back over to the screen here for Charlie Hec. Let's go to blocking because that is the most important aspect. So last year, whenever he was playing for the Arizona Cardinals, it looks like he actually played for 2 teams last year. He started 2 games for San Francisco last year, played in 7 games for the Arizona Cardinals. So taking a look at that, it does look like Charlie Hec is a better pass blocker than a run blocker. So whenever we take a look at his 2024 season, a 47.8 a 47.8 pass blocking grade to a 40.8 run blocking grade, a 41.2 overall grade in 2024. Now that's not great, right? That's not good. That is, I would say, below average. Okay. The previous season when he was in Houston in 2023, important to remember that this young man is a former 4th round pick in the 2020 NFL draft. Same draft as Tristan Wirfs. He wasn't very good. Again, I mean, his overall grade was better, a 47.4. His run blocking grade was much better at a 56.3. I mean, dramatic. Better from 24 to 23, but also dramatically worse in pass blocking. You guys can see here a 39.3 pass blocking grade in 23 versus 47.8 in 24. The, I guess, most encouraging thing that we are seeing from Charlie Hec was the years 2020 to 2022, where he was posting a slightly above average overall grade as an offensive lineman of 58.6, 56.0, and 55.7. You take a look at the run blocking grades, still not great, 51.7, 41.1, 42.8, and then in pass blocking, you had a 74.2, 66.5, and 59.9. in there as well. So the pass blocking in his first 3 years, especially in that 2022 season, was very encouraging, right? It seems like he's never really going to give you a ton as a run blocker. Maybe scheme can factor into that somewhere as well, although he was in a West Coast scheme with the San Francisco 49ers and still wasn't necessarily a good run blocker, so unsure. But it seems like he is a better pass blocker than a run blocker. If he can show that 2022 season, in which he started 3 games, technically played in all 17, that would be encouraging. But yeah, just kind of off the cuff, off the riff here, it's concerning to have Charlie Hec as the starting left tackle for the first couple of games to start the season. In fact, I want to see where or what the Buccaneers play in 2025 to start off the year. So again, you have a very important game against the Atlanta Falcons that's going to be there. You have technically a revenge game for Charlie Hec against the Houston Texans and a game against the New York Jets. So, and then also the Philadelphia Eagles. If we get to this stretch and Wirfs where it's like Eagles, Seahawks, 49ers, Lions, and Wirfs still isn't available, that's not going to be great. That's going to be very, very concerning, right? If he misses these first 3 games, look, there's still very winnable games. There's still scenarios in which like the Bucs can survive, right? I can't stress enough that this is a huge, huge blow, right? So yeah, but another guy that I do want to kind of go over real quick is going to be Benjamin Chukwuma. I am curious to see your guys' thoughts and opinions about Benjamin Chukwuma, because obviously he was in the NCAA, played at Georgia State. He may be another guy that may be an option for the Bucs. You take a look at his time at Georgia State. The Pro Football Focus numbers are a little bit rough, all things considered. He did have some very, very good moments in terms of pass blocking against teams like Vanderbilt, Marshall. He was going up against Mike Green that year, Georgia Tech. More. I don't know why he had a 0.0. That's kind of crazy work, but he didn't play a lot in that game, so it is what it is. But I mean, he's going to be another guy that may be in that running, so to speak. So I wouldn't let that 0.0 completely tank his average in pass blocking. I think the previous year, Benjamin Chukwuma will be an interesting option, in my opinion. A 59.3 pass blocking grade. Again, you have that weird 0.0 in there for some reason, so it should be higher. Run blocking seems pretty fair to 55.8 and a 57.1 overall grade. So he's going to be another guy that's going to be up for potential, whatever it may be, for the potential left tackle job if Charlie Hec isn't necessarily getting the job done. Do the Bucs also add another offensive tackle? That's something to consider. Let's go ahead and take a look at guys that are available right now in terms of offensive tackles. I'm curious about that. So let's go to available. You do have Tyron Smith. Jedrick Wills is there, but I don't believe Jedrick Wills will be playing this upcoming season. Andres Pete is there. Isaiah Wynn might be an option somewhere down the line. I mean, if you need a guy to fill in for a couple of games, maybe Tyron Smith could be that option for you. I don't remember necessarily what he did last year for the New York Jets. I know that there was a lot of people who were not the biggest fans of Tyron Smith with the New York Jets, but again, if you need this guy to kind of fill in for 3 games, it seems like he still put up pretty decent numbers with the Jets last year. I mean, put up a good pass blocking grade of 72.3, run blocking grade of 72.4, offensive grade of 73.7. I mean, hey, if the price is right at 34 and a half years old for 3 games, maybe they consider bringing him in. I mean, the guy still is going out there and putting out some good play. He, obviously didn't play a ton of snaps last year, not as much as he was playing with Dallas. He's had some injury concerns, of course, but if you only need the guy for like maybe halfway of this or half of the season, maybe bring in a vet like Tyron Smith. I don't know. That seems like a pretty decent option in my opinion. Everybody else on this list, kind of not really on board with it. But Tyron Smith, hey, maybe bring in the vet for a little bit. His market value is at $7 million. You could probably get him for cheaper for that. I don't know. Tyron Smith might be an interesting option. But what do you guys think about this injury news regarding Tristan Wirfs? Let me know your thoughts and opinions about it down in the comments section below. I'd love to hear it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you all enjoyed. Again, like and subscribe if you guys are new. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. And I'll see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.